Welcome back to Prep Rally. I'm Chip Souza, joined by Rick Fires. And Rick, we are through 5 weeks of the regular season for football. That means halfway.
Halfway there.
Halfway there. We are halfway there. We had some great games last week across the regions in the 7A West, 7A Central, 5A West, all across Northwest Arkansas. Had great games last week, but we're going to start with the Apex Network Physical Therapy Game of the Week. Surprised I was able to say that.
No, man, I was watching you. You got it all out, too.
History was made today. A miracle happened. And
First time you said it without messing up.
Absolutely. So we were Bentonville West at Springdale High. Rick, I was highly impressed with Bentonville West from the first time we saw them, their first game against Owasso, till last week against Springdale. I've seen this team's really made some great strides, I think.
I was sitting there with the class, Springdale class, that it was homecoming there, and they brought some of the older people there, and they saw something they'd never seen before. They saw Springdale High get smoked on their home field.
They did.
And West were just fantastic. If you still read newspaper like I do, you got Nick Whitlick running away from Springdale defenders, and that was impressive. I was on the sideline. They had the angle on him.
Were you running beside him?
No, I was standing there. And, man, they had the angle on him. He was going to switch the ball one hand, and he said, no, I can outrun these dudes.
Another gear.
And he did, 80 yards. And I found out, he's a track guy. He's just a great athlete, a running back, a linebacker. And they got a bunch of them. West is impressive. They're 23-0 at the one quarter, 54-20 at halftime.
Final.
Was the final, and very impressive. And Springdale was 3-1, but man, West was clearly the better team on that night.
So West scored in the first half. They blocked a punt, picked it up, and ran it back for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Returned a punt, conventional, for a touchdown. Yeah. And then Dalton McDonald for the game had 3 touchdown passes, including one to open the second half that kicked in the Arkansas Activity Association mercy rule. Bentonville West, I was highly impressed with them. They, after talking with Brian Pratt, I think they learned a lot about themselves after that Bryant beatdown that they took. I think that maybe the kids maybe been a little bit, maybe not buying into what they were doing, maybe not practicing as hard, maybe fully focused. Yep. Well, let me tell you something. Bryant got their attention.
Yep.
That was a great learning opportunity for them. Yep. The coaches said, okay, now are you ready to listen to us and do what we're telling you to do? And I think the players said, okay, we're ready now.
And how about our guy, Steven Dyson? He fumbles the first punt.
Yep.
And got his head down a little bit, but the coaches say, hey, man, keep your head up. We're going to need something out of you. And what does he do? Go how many yards on the punt return?
About 60, almost 70 yards.
60 yards. Right straight down the sideline. I don't know how he wiggled his way down there. Well, he didn't wiggle. He went, phew. But he got there.
How did he do it again?
Phew.
That's fast.
Yeah, that's fast right there. That's like Roadrunner fast. Phew.
Phew. We got to put that in a sound effect.
Okay. How
so
you
it's
spell
funny.
It?
We do need to.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe F-U-U-U-U-U-U-M, something like that.
I can do that.
So I talked with Coach Pratt after the game, and he said after Stephen fumbled that punt, he walked over to the sideline, kind of had his head down, kind of looked over at his coach. His coach looked at him and said, you owe me one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Then he squared it up later. He got it squared back up, squared in even. Payback. Got it squared. So great game for Bentonville West. Rogers, Rick, they still can't tackle anybody. They went over to Fayetteville, and Fayetteville absolutely whipped them up and down the field again. Fayetteville ended a 3-game losing streak. They absolutely hammered Rogers 47-7.
Well, it's good to see them get back on track because they've struggled. They've had some injuries. And, hey, if you want to get well again, Rogers, well, I love the coaches. I love the people up there. But, my goodness, they're just really, really struggling, as is Heritage, too.
And Van Buren, they've been feeling good about themselves. They beat Rogers to open conference play. They were feeling good about themselves. So we went to Bentonville. I think Bentonville gave them a little dose of reality, Rick. Bentonville is legit. They are for real.
Well, they're the second best team I've seen. I haven't seen North Little Rock. Bryant is here. Everybody else is like right here. But right there amongst that is Bentonville High. They got the offense, defense, special teams. So looking forward toward the end of the year when they meet up with West. Still, we're not saying anything. There's still a lot of things can happen, but certainly looking forward to that game at the second half of the year.
Now, Rick, in the 5A West, Farmington, a team that we've talked about,
yes,
they're off to a good start. They went down to Alma. Alma in the 5A West is always a dominant team in this conference. They've won the conference, shared the conference title numerous times. Farmington had never beaten Alma since they joined the 5A West in 2006.
4 in a row, right?
That was 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That streak ended Farmington did beat Alma. That was a close game, but at the end, Farmington ended up winning that game 31-25. So Farmington is sitting here at 5-0. Rick, can you believe that? 5-0 for Farmington.
And what a historic season, maybe a historic season. You know, they had the beautiful new stadium, but that's not enough. So what are you going to do with that new stadium? And they've been winning games to the max, and they're one of the surprise teams in the state. I think if you ask somebody over at Jonesboro or Pine Bluff or something, they didn't think anything of Farmington, but 5-0, Farmington, very good job. Good year so far for the Cardinals.
Absolutely. Now, Rick, how about Charleston? We were kind of tossing some dirt on the Tigers in that grave a little bit. We were tossing dirt on them. They struggled to start the season. A new coaching staff in there, Ricky May. He was a Booneville guy, and he was a Booneville athletic director, then came back to Charleston to be the head football coach. And, they were struggling. Well, guess what, Rick? When conference play started, they've won 2 in a row, and they beat 2 good teams. So Charleston, they ain't dead yet.
I was surprised at that because I talked to Max, the Cedarville coach, and when Cedarville won at Lamar, that showed me a lot. And I know the fan base was coming out. That could have been one of the historic games for Cedarville had they beat Charleston, which won a bunch of conference championships, state championships.
Yep.
But Charleston came in there and just beat them on their home field. I know Cedarville had some mistakes, and you can't make mistakes about Charleston. But hey, you got to like an old puppy or old bone or something. You got to go re-dig up Charleston. They ain't dead, so bring them back.
They're not dead. So we're going to take a break right here. We're going to take a look at all the great photos that our photo staff at the NWA Democrat-Gazette got during the past week. And when we come back, Paul Boyd will bring you this week's volleyball report. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Paul Boyd with the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette here for this week's volleyball report. It's October, and everybody says October means cool weather. Well, October also means we're well into the volleyball season here in the high school ranks, and you can see the end. The end of October means state tournament, so we're well into conference play here. The 6A West, big time stuff going on here. Bentonville and Fayetteville remain atop the 6A West Conference. Both those teams picked up wins on Tuesday. Bentonville sweeps Rogers Heritage, but Fayetteville had to work a lot harder. They had to go 5 to get Van Buren. Van Buren down 2-0, but Van Buren fought back to 2-2, but Fayetteville comes up with the 5-set win on Tuesday. Rosanna Hicks, 17 kills to lead a nice offense by Fayetteville. They had 3 in double digits in kills. Again, Fayetteville and Bentonville remain atop at 9-1. but a big showdown coming up on Thursday. So they remain on a collision course Thursday. Bentonville will host Fayetteville with first place on the line. Other matches, Springdale Harbor took care of crosstown rival Springdale last night, and they remain a game behind Bentonville and Fayetteville in second in the 6A West. Kalen Coons, outstanding sophomore for Harbor, had a nice match, 8 kills, 23 assists, 12 digs, almost a triple-double there in only 3 sets, which is really, really outstanding. Good stuff there for Harbor. This past weekend, Harbor went up to the River Valley and the Fort Smith Invitational, 40th annual Fort Smith Invitational Tournament, Southside. And Southside wins its own tournament. Big time. A lot of great competition up there in Fort Smith on Saturday, but Southside wins it, beats Harbor in the semis 2-0, beats Greenwood 2-1 in the finals. Big time stuff. Avery Fitzgerald, who's committed to go to Mississippi State, 12 kills, 4 aces in the finals. She had a big match. She had a big day on Saturday to help the Mavericks win their own tournament. Big stuff. And Southside also Tuesday night got a 3-set win at North Little Rock to remain atop the 6A Central. Fitzgerald again, 12 kills, 5 aces on Tuesday, and they are well in front in the 6A Central. This weekend, there will be big volleyball in Conway in Central Arkansas. A lot of teams from all over the state. Fayetteville will head down there to kind of test a good test there from teams on the other side of the state. They may get a chance to cross paths with 4A state champion Valley View and 5A state champion Jonesboro, both there, so should be some good stuff there. Shout out to Bentonville West senior Courtney Puckett. She topped 1,000 kills in her career last week. They had a tough match on Tuesday. Really tough one with Rogers, went 5 sets. Rogers comes up on the winning end there. We're headed down the stretch here at volleyball season. Get out to a gymnasium near you. See some of this great stuff. I'm Paul Boyd, Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back to Prep Rally. Thanks, Paul, for bringing us that volleyball report. Lots of good volleyball going on, and they're past the halfway point of their season too, and getting ready. They're going to have conference state tournament coming up, so it's already October. Rick, got a little chill in the air. I think it's going to be about 40 degrees Friday night, something like that. I might have to break out my winter shorts, I think, maybe with my hoodie.
Your winter shorts?
Yeah, my winter shorts.
Okay.
So my winter shorts, when I wear my winter shorts, I'll wear my hoodie. When I wear my summer shorts, I'll wear my T-shirt. So I'm I'm all about that fashion.
Yeah,
I'm all about that
Get
fashion.
you some earmuffs.
Absolutely, looking good and everything like that. So anyway, we're going to take a little sneak preview at our game of the week this week, the Apex Network Physical Therapy Game of the Week. Rick, you and I are going to be over at Springdale Harbor.
So we're going on the other side of town.
Going on the other side of town to Springdale Harbor. Springdale at Harbor, the battle of, I don't know, Emma Avenue. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's
Springdale.
It's Springdale.
Battle of Springdale.
So, Rick, last year, Springdale ended a long losing streak to Harbor in this game, 43-42. They had a touchdown pass in the closing seconds to win that game, 43-42. You know Harbor has had this game circled on its calendar for 365. You know that.
Now here's something, Springdale, hey, they got beat on their home field pretty badly, but like I saw you after the Chiefs lost, you're going, hey, the Chiefs lost, and after the Bears lost, I was doing the same thing, drinking too much or anything. They got to forget that. They got to go over there.
Move past it.
And sometimes they know these kids know each other, the coaches know each other, the fans maybe kind of making little side bets or whatever they do. Of course, a Dr. Pepper or a donut or something.
Absolute hot
Now,
dog.
yeah.
Absolutely.
But they got to forget that and just go over there and be ready to play, because this is one of the biggest games of the year for them.
Well, it is big, and so you remember last year, Springdale had gotten all those transfers from Harbor, and of course, so they had that going on. Grant Allen, the quarterback that was at Harbor, was the chief transfer who went over to Springdale. He's the one who
4, 5, 6 of them?
about 7 or 8 of them.
Oh,
he's the one who threw the winning touchdown pass at the end of that game. If you remember, I mean, he led Springdale back from behind through the winning touchdown. Springdale won the next week, Rick. They were 6-1 at one point last year. Springdale was, and then then when they played Fayetteville after the Rogers game, that's when he broke his leg, and Springdale really went down after that. But going back to that Harbor-Springdale game, the Springdale students rushed the field. It was like they'd won the national championship. It was a big deal for them. It was a big deal. So that kind of thing. So anyway, you got all that going on in the background. But Harbor, this year looks like the Harbor, somewhat like the teams of old. Now, Rick, I still think, like you, Bentonville's the best team in this conference. But I think Bentonville, Harbor, and West are the 3 best teams in the conference, in my opinion. Okay. Harbor will play Springdale this week, and I think they probably will win this game. But what Harbor has to not do is look ahead to the next week when they play at Bentonville West, which is going to be huge game, because Harbor's already lost to Bentonville. They cannot afford to lose to West, and if they want to get one of those top 2 seeds, which would give them a bye in the first round of the playoffs. So this could be a trap game for Harbor. I'm just saying they're going to have to stay focused and get past this game.
I don't think they're going to let it happen, because like the rivalry thing, I don't care if your neighbor over there, if they're 0-12, 0-9, something, they're still going to want to beat you and ruin what you got. Yeah. So that's like I do. Like, you got a new truck and everything. I don't know. I may throw some mud on. I want to ruin what you got, because I don't have it. But no, I don't think they're going to look past it. It is a trap game, but I don't think they're going to look past Springdale.
A little bit of big game over there for sure at Wildcat Stadium. I know it'll be packed. They'll have a big crowd there for both sides. So big game Friday night. Rick and I will be there at 5:30 for Prep Rally Live. So join us there for that on YouTube Live. We'll be there for that. Of course, we'll have coverage of that game and all of the games all across the region, stories and photos, stats, and everything like that in the Saturday Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, as well as online at nwaonline.com. We'll have everything, including Ricky Fire's great column he writes after the game, and my even better story than that, and the photos, which are better than anything that we write. So we'll have all that.
I'm already online getting scores. All right, what you got?
Absolutely. So that's it for this week's edition of Prep Rally, while Rick's trying to get these scores online and everything. And we'll catch you next time on Prep Rally.